The year is 2023. PBS Plus has just launched, bringing the world's streaming services to 4,387. How can anyone be expected to go through all this content? Fear not, loyal passengers. Captain Joe Shoes and his first mate Mez are here to travel through space and time to bring you the best nuggets pop culture has to offer. Strap in. It's time for the JoeMeZ podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 336 of the JoeMeZ podcast. I'm Mez, and my co-host, as always, is
the magistrate of Caravan City. I'm Joe from the JoeMeZ podcast.
Yeah, you are. What's up, buddy?
Nothing.
Nothing going on, bro?
No. I'm just, kind of hanging out, doing a podcast.
That's nice. Podcasting's fun.
Yeah, podcast is fun. Podcast is serious. You podcast
serious.
Too much, you're going to get delirious. You don't podcast enough, you're going to disappear-ious. Podcast is so serious.
Yes, it is.
Write that down.
We got it. We got it saved, bro. We're just we'll put some music behind it, and we got
It'll
a little track
here in perpetuity.
We got a
podcast
is
track. Fun. Podcast is serious. You podcast too much.
That wasn't the music I was thinking. That's the upbeat, happy version.
Well, don't you remember the song? So you remember the show Life Goes On, probably from the late 80s, early 90s?
Sure.
And it had a mentally challenged man named Corky.
Yeah, Corky. Yeah, I remember Corky.
So Corky put out an album at one point. And
he did.
His hit song was called "Eating is Fun, Eating is Serious."
Yeah, he did.
You eat too much, you're gonna get delirious. You eat too little, you're gonna disappear. Eating is so serious.
I have not thought about that show, first of all, in forever. And then I usually think, of course, you think of Jared Leto and Claire Danes, right?
Why? They were on that?
What's in My So-Called Life, right?
No, Life Goes On.
Life Goes On. Who's in this one? Like
Corky.
Nah, but that's the main character?
I fucking know. Life Goes On.
I remember that. Actually, I remember Corky. I thought he was on some other thing. Corky.
No, it's fucking Corky. It's about a family who has a child.
He was the star? That was wow. Look at that. That was progressive in the 80s, bro. That's a crazy show.
I'm gonna look it up right now. We're gonna tell you about all the hit guys and women in this show. Life Goes On, 1989. Let's see. Ran for 4 seasons.
Who's on
83 episodes total. Wow. A bunch of big names. No.
Nope.
No.
Wow. So he's
Chad Lowe. Chad Lowe did 37 episodes.
This is crazy. So I thought he was like a small part on someone else's show. That's why I was confused for a minute there.
No, he's the number 2 listed actor on this show. Chris Burke is his name.
What has he been up to? What's he been doing?
Let's see.
Is he still
JoeMeZ, let's add a little bit of music.
No,
yes.
No shot. No
yes.
shot.
Oh, come on. The IMDb game for
someone
Burke,
we've never heard of. This is the silliest thing in the world.
I think it's great.
Let me guess. He's done a shampoo commercial. What am I supposed to fucking guess here, bro?
How about ER, Mona Lisa Smile, Touched by an Angel.
Touched by an Angel.
The Commish.
Whoa, The Commish.
The Commish was a great show. I love that show. That was like my Castle before Castle. Like
best.
That was when I was a kid. I loved the Commish.
Of course. Did you name 4 things that wasn't Life Goes On his 100%. IMDb?
Yeah.
So that wasn't even on there. His thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
His top 4 was...
No, known for his number 1 is Life Goes On.
Okay, I thought I was gonna say this guy's name is this. But like all those 1 or 2 episodes, like he hasn't really done anything.
No, I think he was a star of ER.
He was the doctor.
He actually went to plastic surgeon school, and now he's George Clooney.
It's a very uplifting story. It's great.
You always root for the underdog.
Hollywood needs more of that. You know what
Corky,
I mean?
you are our George Clooney. Thank you, Corky. Thank you, Corky.
Oh, what a start. Corky.
You know what else sucks? You don't have people named Corky anymore.
Not since Corky Romano, right? That was the last.
That was probably
Corky.
the last great Corky.
That's it. I'm trying to think right now. I can't think of Corky. Come on.
It's a great
Why don't you
name.
have a child and name it that?
I don't want to have a child. Maybe I'll find one. Or maybe I'll just start calling. What if I just start calling yours Corky?
No, I don't think she'll like that.
She'll get over it.
A goldfish? No, she has a personality. She will not get over it, bro.
She'll get over it.
Kids don't get over things. Do you understand? Kids bring up things that happened 4 years ago for 2 seconds of their life, and they still bring it up to this day, bro.
I'm gonna try it out. We'll try it on. We'll go on like a name fitting, and I'll be like, "Yo, Corky," and see if she answers.
Okay, good luck, bro. This is all right. If you want to get those mean mugs, bro.
I'm willing to take that chance.
Sure. She's gonna pay you no mind. She's gonna
be
Disney
like
time.
She's gonna be like, I'm Corky.
She's like, shut up, Corky. You're a Corky, she might say to you. Give you one of those. You are.
Oh, what a way to start this show. Thank you guys for listening to the JoeMeZ podcast. Remember to subscribe to this show wherever it is that you're watching it on YouTube, or if you're listening on any of the podcast apps, leave us a 5-star review. And if and when you do, screenshot that review, tweet it to us at JoeMeZ, and you could be the recipient of an autographed 8x10 from both Gomez and myself as a token of our appreciation. And share it with your friends, because that would be nice. We would like to have record-setting downloads for the year 2023. And for that, we need you and your friends. Like Pink, only it was you and your hand. So this is you and your friends, which is a lot more fun than just your hand.
Well, I mean, it could be you and your hand. You just need your hand.
I still like it. I still like it. I'm not tossing it out by any means.
You don't need a friend. Just take your hand and subscribe on their shit, and that's it. We don't care. They don't need to watch it. Just make sure they subscribe.
They need to watch it in full. Click the like button. Click subscribe. Leave comments. Leave those lobster kisses. We love that, and you will too.
Oh, what you been up to, bro?
Oh, very busy week, Gomez. Very, very busy. Trying to fit a lot of stuff in. But there is some big news. We often talk about the business of streaming here. We do, right?
Sure, of course.
Let's talk about the business of cable television.
Okay, what's up with cable television, bro?
So, professional sports leagues have been getting paid insane amounts of money from the local sports networks, right? What do they call them? The regional sports networks, the RSNs. Mm-hmm. And Bally Sports, which is a chain of networks all over the country, and they have about 50 teams total between the NBA and the NHL and Major League Baseball. Well, they missed a huge interest payment, and now they are on the verge of going bankrupt.
So they still pay their bill this month.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So all these teams who are dependent upon this cable revenue are now saying, uh-oh, what the fuck? And this is probably going to have some far-reaching consequences for sports, because the NHL is already talking about having to possibly adjust the salary cap down because they're going to lose all this revenue, and they'll find some way to get the games out still. But when you are dependent upon TV revenue and you don't have TV revenue, where do you make that up? All the NHL packages in the land cannot make up for 32 teams with their own RSN deal.
That's insane. You know, everyone wants shorter seasons, right? No one's gonna give up games, right? They need that revenue. They can never not have that coming in. For them to now be worried about this, that's pretty crazy.
Well, cable's been in trouble for a long time. This is not a new thing. Cord cutting has been around probably, I would say, the past 10 years now.
Yeah, but I don't think it's as big. Yeah, but I don't think it's been as big as it's thought of. Plenty of people still got cable. I know lots of people, they talk a big game, but they still got fucking cable.
I haven't had cable in probably 10 years.
Because you don't need it though. You work and then you come home and you watch the Mets. I mean, seriously, what do you need TV for?
I have the streaming services. If you add all that up, even between my streaming services, splitting streaming with other people, and then paying for my baseball package, I still come out way ahead of the game rather than pay however much for a cable deal.
Sure. But I just think you're great. People should do that. But I think you're rare. I think it's rare. I think most people still got their cable.
I think obviously more and more has come as we've gone on, but this is obviously a thing now. These networks aren't generating the revenue they were used to or hoping to or wanting to. And that's why sports and live events still carried the weight for getting those huge contracts when they came up time for renewal. Look at WWE. Remember when they signed that big deal with Fox for what was it, like $1 billion or something?
Couple billion, yeah.
You know, that's a lot of money. And Fox was regretting that almost instantly, right?
Yes, but it's picked up. It's much better now. But yes, for a while it was pretty rough. You pay billions of dollars and you ain't getting better ratings than you used to have. So yeah, I'd be pretty pissed off too.
Yeah, but who's to say that by the time this contract ends, and I believe it was for 5 years. I mean, so we might be about halfway through that by now. But who's to say that that money's still going to be there come renewal time? I mean, I would assume that there's going to be offers out there. People are still going to need content. But who's to say $2 billion is still going to be, on the table?
I think so, because everything keeps going up and up. And now that their ratings have, they're now on the low end. SmackDown gets good ratings every week. So they're going to get their money. That's something because also you lose that content, right? That's the thing with these people, they pay for the stuff. And it's like, well, now we can't lose this. What are we going to, what would happen if USA lost fucking wrestling? Like, they got no shows. They haven't had a hit show in forever.
What is it, Burn Notice?
Bro, they haven't had those shows in like 10 years now. Seriously. Like Suits, I guess, right? Maybe that's the last thing. And that was even 6-7 years ago. Like it's been a while.
But at some point, you are going to see this happening, or people are going to go to a Sling TV where they get their choice of channels or whatever, or a YouTube TV, a YouTube Live, or Apple TV, all these things that exist and give you part of the cable package, the part you want. I can't see the majority of people still signing up for a basic cable package.
Now, I also think you're off base here too, because everyone is complaining that there's too much streaming. There's too many streaming services. People want
and there is, but we are going to
Amazon bundle, that Hulu bundle. People want these bundles, which is like a cable thing. It's coming full circle here.
No, we're not going back to the TV days, though. We have streaming now. We don't need to go back.
It's just going to be.
It's just a matter of streamlining the streaming.
Yes, but it's just a new form of cable. It's that same idea of everyone's, oh yeah, I just want to pick. Not when everything's fucking $5-10, then you don't want to pick. Now you want to pay just $50 and you're gonna get this and that. It's just like cable. So it's gonna happen again.
But either way, sports is going to be affected, and that's the point of this. Fucking all these teams, and apparently the teams that have the bigger followings are pretty much going to be unaffected. The bankruptcy court or the networks are going to make sure they get their money, but like a smaller market team who doesn't have the kinds of ratings that a larger market team does will probably be pennies on the dollar.
Did they say? Have they released a statement saying, my bad, or we got you next week?
I haven't seen a statement from Diamond Sports Group, which is the parent company of like the Bally Regional Sports Networks. But I have seen the leagues come out. The NBA had to issue a statement. The NHL had to come out and issue a statement saying that they are closely monitoring the situation. And no matter what, we I believe it was like, we promise to make sure our fans still have access to our games, you know, because at this point, what do you say besides that?
Yeah, no. I was wondering if these people were like, oh, there was a clerical error, you know, making up some bullshit to try to buy some time. Well, we'll see. Thank you for that. That's you got to keep us posted on that, Joe. That's crazy.
It's gonna be interesting. You know, there's an awful lot of teams that are going to be affected by this.
My goodness. At least baseball's already started, right? Everyone's payrolls in, right? They got everything. We should be all right. It's more like next season, right? That'll be more like a next season situation, like towards the end of the year.
So.
I would think. All of a sudden, someone's
going to affect how
players,
teams,
right?
You know, dissect their finances going forward.
Trade deadline's gonna be crazy, bro.
Who knows?
We got to get rid of these guys. You brought up wrestling, Joe. There was a big wrestling weekend.
I don't believe you.
What? I know you believe me because our man Joe, he was watching wrestling this weekend. I couldn't believe it.
I did. I watched the wrestles.
Wow. What you think of Elimination Chamber, bro?
Thought it was a good show.
Yeah, it was.
I thought it was a really good show. I enjoyed it. I didn't really think there was anything on the show that was bad, you know, by any means. There's some stuff I liked more than others, obviously, but
of course.
I mean, the main event I thought told a great story. And man, that was a no-win situation.
It was. What would you have done, Joe? Would you have give Sammy that title, bro?
So, geez,
it's tough, man. It's really tough.
In any other circumstance, I think you could have made a pivot there and put the belt on Sammy and had this great moment.
Yes,
that would have lived forever. You know what I mean?
So yeah, it would have.
But because of this thing they've built with Roman and this 2-year streak that he's on, and he's been the guy, and he's fucking killed it.
Yes, yeah.
How do you take the belt off him now? Because he needs it back in a month for WrestleMania.
I know.
And you can't just bring back the match tomorrow night on Raw.
Nah, can't do Nitro shit. That's Nitro shit.
This is not the time for that. That time, there is a place for that. There genuinely is. But this was not that. No. So you were in a no-win situation where you were damned if you do, damned if you don't. I thought the finish wasn't all that great. You know, it was kind of flat. Kevin Owens comes to make the save like a half hour after everybody's just beat up on Sami Zayn and interfered.
He talked about the next day because he's still fuck you, Sammy. He's like, I figured I should, but I did it for your family, not for you. You know, shit like that.
But they probably made the right decision going forward for where they're planning to go. It's just one of those things where you had lightning in a bottle and you knew you had it.
Yes. Everything lined up perfectly. The storyline, it being in Montreal, it was the perfect thing. Sammy could win it next month at WrestleMania. It still won't be the same.
It won't be the same, no.
It won't be the same. So it's just like, I get it. I would have loved to see it, but I didn't think they would do it. I don't even know. Do you think Roman's going to lose to Cody? I can see Roman beating Cody and making Cody really work for it. That letdown. Oh, my God. The build up. And also, this guy's really close to 1,000 days. Do you think they want to hit that 1,000-day mark on this title reign?
No.
You don't think that matters to them?
I mean, I think what he's already done is impressive enough on its own. Of course.
Hell yeah.
You know, so when he does drop it, whether that's at Mania or not, it's going to be a big deal. They've already built up that panache of him being the champion. It's just whether it's Cody at Mania or Cody at SummerSlam, at this point, it doesn't matter. It's just that you couldn't put it on Sammy now. That's the main thing. You can do more with Sammy. I'm hoping, you know, because obviously this was a bigger deal being in Montreal, hometown. Yes. Montreal hasn't won anything in over 30 years. So obviously that was a big deal, and that's not something you can recreate, but Sammy is over elsewhere.
Yes.
So as long as they do a good job of protecting him going forward, you still have that option to go back to him in case you need to. I mean, but I'll be honest, when Sammy signed there 10 years ago, At no point was I ever
Never.
thinking
World champion, WrestleMania, nothing.
The first time I saw him without the fucking El Generico mask, I'm going. I was looking at that going, yeah, no wonder this motherfucker had to wear a mask all these years.
We'll see. They on Raw, they got this guy feuding with Baron Corbin, I guess, for a little placeholder. So already Sammy's like, uh-oh.
Baron Corbin still works there?
Bro, they just brought in, I mean, he left now, but recently they brought in JBL to try to get this Baron Corbin gimmick over, like to talk for him and shit. I just don't get it, bro. They try everything. No one gives a fuck about this guy.
But all in all, I thought Elimination Chamber was a really good show. The men's chamber match, I think, was the show stealer.
Great match.
I mean, really, really
Great
well
stuff.
done. The spot with Montez Ford getting hurt, and then that was the gateway to open the cage so Logan Paul could come in and do the money clip after his favorite wrestler and mine, Easy Money.
That's the name of the move, the money clip.
The money clip. That's the name of the move.
I just know it from Hangman. I don't really. It's been a long time since I paid attention.
What?
Hangman Page uses. That's his finishing move.
Oh, really?
It's the buckshot lariat. Yeah.
No one gives a shit. It's the fucking money clip. Remember when Hangman Page was going to be a big deal?
I mean, I've heard about it, but I'm not on that boat. He's fine. You know, I like him. He's okay. He's fine.
Is he even still on TV? I don't think I've seen, like, look, I'm not trying to take shots. Like, legitimately, I'm not. But they made him the champion, right? Wasn't he the champion?
Yes, he was.
And now everyone has forgotten about him because I haven't seen a single mention of Hangman Page in any of my social media. And I'm on social media a lot. And I ain't seen shit about Hangman Page.
He's got a big feud with John Moxley. They've been feuding for a while. They got the
Who's the champion in AEW right now?
MJF.
Still? Oh, okay.
He just won it in like November. He
has a couple months now.
But they don't do pay-per-view. So he's defended it like one time. You know what I mean? Like he don't show up every time.
Man, I don't know. And granted, I don't watch AEW. But it really feels, outside looking in, like the bloom is off the rose.
It's cooled down a lot since summertime. Big time.
You know, the action figures don't seem to be as desired or in demand. The amount of traction I feel like it was getting on social media does not seem to be there. But an awful lot of people talking about Sami fucking Zayn.
The CM Punk stuff kind of like once that shit happened over the summer, like, and then people got suspended and they had to start reworking shit. It kind of never really got back to that. You know what I mean? Like it never really
makes sense. When your top 5 people in the company gotta go home
disappear for fucking 6 weeks, and you don't even bring it up. They're just gone. Yeah, I get it.
The Officer Bar Brady booking. Nothing to see here, people.
I cannot talk about this at this time. It's like, just say something, bro. Acknowledge it.
CM Punk is back in the news. He's making headlines. I saw that. He showed up at the New Japan show.
And every fucking mark lining up to ball of this guy. He's trying to watch this show. It's like, Jesus Christ.
But guys. The tweet of the day goes to Kenta, who
what he said?
I heard my biggest fan was in attendance to watch me. I'll show him a real go to sleep.
I love it. That's why he did. He won with his move. He did. I love it. Oh, did you watch that show? That was a big show.
No, too much wrestling for me at one time.
I stayed up. I watched the Mercedes Monet, whatever her name is, Sasha Banks. I watched that match and I passed out before Okada. But she was good. Carrie said the match was over. These two were crazy over.
It was a loaded card for a very small building, too. I don't think they had planned on having the card that stacked at the time they booked the building.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden it
looked weird. It looked like very small. Like I would think it would be in a bigger place.
I think it was only like a 400-seat building.
Get the hell out! It did look dumb small, but I didn't know if it was on the other side or stuff. Wow, that's crazy.
It was a super small building. Like I said, I don't think they had planned on stacking the card that heavy when they originally booked it. And then all of a sudden, Mercedes became available and Okada became available, and they just like, all right, let's do it.
Supposedly, they're trying to expand a little more into the U.S. this year with their New Japan Strong. Let's see. I mean,
I like the idea of more competition. That's great.
Sure.
It makes everything great for the consumer. Yeah, when everyone's working hard to try to outdo the next person, put a little fire under the feet of AEW to pick up their shit, you know?
Please.
Maybe get back on Twitter.
So yeah, I love it. Joe watching wrestling. Fun.
That's why they call me Wrestling Joe.
Yes, and now the road to WrestleMania. You excited for WrestleMania?
Hasn't the road to WrestleMania, haven't we been driving on that for like 2 months?
Yeah, but now there's no more stops, baby.
Now we're just on the straightaway. No, we don't even need to pull over to get gas.
No, we just going straight through, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, 6 weeks, 5 weeks now. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm excited. I always enjoy WrestleMania, especially now with the 2 nights. I enjoyed it a lot more now because that 7-hour, 8-hour, 1 night thing was really, really killing it, bro.
I understand what you're saying. I agree to an extent with what you're saying. There is still no need for 2 nights of WrestleMania.
There's so many matches, sure.
There doesn't need to be.
But there does. They have 100 belts. That's the problem, too.
Well, that is a problem.
So, but I mean, it's there. So, I mean, they got to defend these things, which they don't even, right? They don't even, defend.
We just put a 30-man battle royal for the Big Show trophy.
Exactly. It's the truth. I forgot that match exists. Do they still do that? I forgot.
Yeah.
Because they do it, on the pre-show now. Now it's not like a thing like it used to be. You would think with 2 nights, it would be a thing.
Back in the day, if you were the Sunday Night Heat match, that wasn't considered being on WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Now, when you're the opening match, while the doors aren't even
2
open,
hours before the fucking thing starts,
all the fans are still at the last meet and greet for access to get their autographs from fucking Yoshitatsu, and it's oh my god, I had a WrestleMania match.
But that's the thing too, right? It'd be an 8-hour show plus the pre-show.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Don't get me wrong, it's too much. It was way too much. The show was too long. By the end of it, you would you hated wrestling because it's just been your entire day. But still, 2 nights is just it's too much. It's too much for me. Give me a 3-hour WrestleMania in and out.
I would love that. 4 hours tops. That's great. I could do 4 hours of WrestleMania because it's a big event. But oh, Jesus Christ! Did you watch that press conference they do afterwards on Peacock?
Is that not the worst thing ever?
They do this shoot press conference. It's so silly.
And it's not a shoot press conference. It's obviously.
No, I'm saying I'm sorry. It's a fake shoot press conference. Yeah. Where they're in character, but kind of trying to be it's a real thing.
In character, they're setting up angles for tomorrow's TV. It's just, I was what are we doing here? Because when you watch an event like that, sometimes you end up lollygagging around, and then you just don't change the channel. So
it comes on right after.
I get up, I go smoke a cigarette, go take my piss. Maybe I want to get a snack. The TV's just going. All of a sudden, I turn around and what's this guy? A-Town.
Austin Theory.
I
know, and he's being a heel. He's healing it up to the reporters and shit.
And I don't know if I like him as a heel or if I just if he's got the X-Pac heat for me.
I think it's a little bit both. He's okay, but I think he's it's a little too much. He's trying to be tough guy now. He was a cocky guy. Now he's kind of tough guy now. So it's he's trying, bro.
I mean, at least they're trying to do something with someone different. Yes. I mean, that's always a good thing.
He's getting Cena supposedly at Mania. So that's a big deal.
That's so weird.
It's a big deal. So, he's young. He's got a great body. They like the kid. I don't know, whatever. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. But yeah, the press conference deal was so fucking dumb.
It's so silly.
Unless someone's asking about fucking Colt Cabana and his mom,
I don't mind when it's Triple H talking about the event, stuff like that.
See, that part was good where he's we set a final. We set a house attendance record. I'm like, oh, okay, like this is kind of cool.
That's
but like
interesting.
Edge showing up with
his wife,
fucking the black hole of charisma, Beth Phoenix.
The glam is on, bro.
Like, what is that pose that she does with her hand?
I don't even know.
Trying to fucking hold, like,
I don't know.
Like, were her like first photos like holding a globe? Was she like fucking Atlas? Like, what the fuck was that about? I still don't get it. Like, she have a crystal ball? Is she gonna tell me my future? Beth Phoenix, what is it that you are manipulating your hands around? The giant marble? Or is it like, do you want to like roll it over a hamster? I don't know. I've wondered this for years, and it really caught me during this pay-per-view because I'm like, God, like Edge is doing his thing to point for the fireworks, and she's doing her hands with the crystal ball.
Maybe she's manipulating the fireworks. She's like, you know,
but she wasn't, because I've seen her for years get no fireworks when she does this. She it's not like the Undertaker would do it. He'd make lightning come out of his fingernails or some shit.
Scary shit.
I've never seen Beth Phoenix do that.
Ooh, Beth Phoenix.
I just want to know, what is it? What do you think you're holding, girl?
We'll tweet her later. We'll tweet her after the show or ask her. Maybe she'll answer.
Maybe
what's with the pose, girl? What's with the pose, girl?
JoeMeZ, I checked out a new show this week.
Did you? What you watch?
So I opened up my Hulu app. And right on the front page was a recommendation. It's a brand new show on Fox. It was just the pilot episode. It's called Animal Control.
Oh, I seen the commercials because it's the Super Bowl and all that stuff.
So it stars Joel McHale.
Double main man, Joel McHale.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
We don't love Joel McHale? Community?
I love Joel McHale in Community. I don't necessarily love the character Jeff Winger now being brought into a workplace comedy where he's got to catch a raccoon.
Is he like doing Jeff Winger?
It is 100%. What if we took Jeff Winger and instead of being a lawyer, we put him in a workplace situational comedy where he catches animals, and he's got a zany rookie partner who used to be an Olympic snowboarder or some shit.
Okay. That's interesting.
Oh, the X Games. Excuse me. He was in
the X Games. Watch out. It's terrible.
So the description about this show on IMDb is a group of animal control workers begin to see their lives complicated by humans and not so much the animals.
Ooh, wow.
The show sucks. It's only one episode. You can't judge it on one episode.
Sure.
You got to give it, even Community, the first probably 5 episodes. Yes. It probably took a good solid 5 or 6 episodes. I always say the first DVD of the season 1, you could skip the first disc and move on to disc 2. And that's when the show actually starts finding its voice. And so I assume the same thing needs to happen here. They need to flesh out these characters a little bit, find what makes them work, find what makes them tick. But man, this was not a promising pilot episode.
So like they just someone calls for an animal thing and then just come and get the animal? Like that's
and then they go back to the office and everybody talks shit to each other.
Okay.
Like that's it.
Because like I see the commercials and I'm always just like, well, what's the hook of the show? Like they just okay, they work. All right, interesting. I'll probably check it out one day if it's on the Hulu. You know, I have seen it.
It's a half-hour episode. It's not going to overtake your life because, as we know, time is very important. But as of right now, I would say hold out. I'll continue to watch for a few weeks before, if you people are on the fence, I'll let you know if there's a good jumping in point.
I'll pencil it down. We'll check back with Joe in a couple of weeks to see how Animal Control is working out.
I did catch up with Poker Face, however.
Oh, I was going to ask you. Yes.
Yeah. I got to be honest. I'm fucking sick of it.
What? Really? What's going on?
Every episode is the exact same. Every episode. Oh, she happens to get a fucking weird job at this place that doesn't ask for identification and pays in cash as she makes her travels through the country to still avoid the evil Benjamin Bratt. And Oh, now it's a new murder, a new crime.
It's once a week. You're supposed to watch it once a week.
But it's so repetitive. Everything about it. It's not like there's interesting wrinkles or whatever. It almost feels like, I always say with 80s cartoons, it's just like Skeletor's plot of the day. And, maybe.
But the interesting wrinkle is the case. She's like an afterthought in most of these cases.
It's just not working for me. It was cool the opening 4 episodes where now she's on the run from what happened at the casino and stuff. But now that we've gotten to this point where like that's like not even mentioned like in the past 2 episodes or so. So it's just like, oh, she's in this weird town working as a go-kart conductor. Oh, okay.
Okay, so what? And then crazy stuff is happening around her. I love the show. I think it's fantastic. It's interesting. Like the episode with the old ladies, like you didn't enjoy that with Angela.
Is that right?
I don't understand how you don't, because it's not about her. Like I just don't get. It's just an interesting story here, and this lady's here. That's what I mean. Like she's like a side character.
Yeah, it's obviously it's episodic and we move on, but it's just okay. I get it. I've seen it. First couple episodes, I was like, okay, this is cool. Now I'm over it.
Sorry to hear, bro.
It's not you that needs to apologize. It's HBO or Peacock, whichever one it is.
It's Peacock.
Peacock needs to apologize.
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that because I've been enjoying it. I've been loving it. All the episodes have been fantastic. I'm enjoying the mystery. Like the last episode I saw was the Tim Meadows episode. I thought that was a lot of fun because you're dealing with these people, the actors. And like I said, she comes up. I feel like as the season goes on, she's in the show less and less, which is okay because, like the case, like you're dealing with the case. So
I will say that Tim Meadows episode, it was fun to see Tim Meadows do something where he was a bad guy. I couldn't think of anything I've ever seen Tim Meadows in where he was an antagonist.
It's a very good point. I can't think. He's always a happy, like, what's going on here? Why would you do that? He's never starting trouble.
Yeah. He's the ladies' man, and he could tell by his half full bottle of Cavassier that it's time to call it a night.
It's the ladies' man. The ladies' man. What's his name? I forget his name now. I can't think of it.
Isn't it the ladies' man?
But does he say it's the ladies' man? And he has
I don't remember.
This is something here for you.
Oh my god, that's gonna kill me. What is the ladies' man name?
Like it's like right there. Oh man. While you look for that, Joe, I'm gonna take a sip. I'm a little parched. I got this new Coca-Cola. Have you seen this?
Leon Phelps.
Leon Phelps, the ladies' man. I love it. I got this new Coca-Cola here. It's called Coke Move. I'm gonna taste what moving tastes like, I guess. I don't know what this means.
Is it like a heavy caffeine thing where it's supposed to get you moving?
Nah, it doesn't say anything. I heard it's another fruity kind of drink. That's what I heard on the internet. Let me try this. I'm gonna try it here. Let's see. Oh, what it smells. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna like this one. Ooh. Oh,
that doesn't sound like a satisfied.
Nah, it's kind of no, it's kind of got like a coconut kind of taste. To me, it's several flavors. That tastes like a Coke. I'm not a big coconut guy. Oh, I did not like that.
Yeah, I'm not a coconut guy either. I don't necessarily mind the taste. It's the texture of the coconut on my tongue. It's very weird.
To me, it reminded me of a 7-Eleven Slurpee, like a pina colada kind of thing there. Not good. No. I couldn't find the Peeps Pepsi. I was very upset. I've been dying to find it.
You're not missing out. Like I said, I've had that when it was the giveaway. They did a giveaway.
Maybe they tweaked it, bro.
From what I have heard, they have not.
No. They have not. Because when I heard of Peeps, I figured it'd be like a vanilla, right? Kind of like a vanilla Coke, Pepsi. Because
The
a Peep is a
Peeps?
marshmallow, right? So like
It's
I figure
supposed
it's
to be
kind
like
of
a marshmallow flavor,
like a
but
vanilla kind
it's
of.
like a garbage flavor.
Oh, I can't wait to try it. I'll be on the lookout. They have cases of it, but not by me, sadly. The can is so cute. It's got little Peeps all over it. I think I just want a can just to keep, maybe. You know?
Yeah, I've been saving some of the cans from some of the weird sodas I've been getting.
Oh, that's cool.
I haven't done it like from the beginning. It was just kind of
Yeah,
something
so
I
it's like,
started
I
up.
wish I had that.
So
That's cool. I watched a new show this week, Joe. It was
tell me about
on
it.
Disney Plus.
Okay.
I didn't
What's
even
going
know
on
the
in
show
Disney?
was. Exactly. I didn't even know the show was coming out. And then a couple weeks ago, I heard about it, but just that it was coming out. And then it's out a couple weeks later. It's called Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. This is a Marvel show. Okay. It's a cartoon, it's animated. I read this comic a few years ago. You know, she's one of the newer Marvel characters. So I tried to read that. I read Squirrel Girl, Miss Marvel. You know, I was trying to see about these new people. And it's about a little black girl she lives in the city, Lower East Side, and she's very smart. And one day she opens a portal to another dimension and out steps a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex. The
That'll
devil
happen.
dinosaur. And some stuff happens, and they decide to team up to, save the neighborhood from crime. I love the comic. I thought the show was great. The animation is fantastic. I love the animation, kind of cell shading style, and the soundtrack is good. There's a lot of music going on. It's just a lot happening. It's fast paced, and I was a fan of it. It's for younger kids, like I don't see grown adults sitting there watching it every week. They might if they, into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually asked Shiloh to watch it because she doesn't really watch that kind of stuff. But I figured since it's a little girl, maybe she'd get into it. And she did. She really liked it. The girl walks around on roller skates. That's a thing. Roller skates and like a jetpack and like gadgets and stuff like that. So it's fun. It's interesting. It's 20-minute episodes. I think there's like 10 episodes or something. They're all available now on Disney Plus. If you got young kids, or even if you into, some checking out Marvel on the younger side, definitely check it out. Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur.
I may have to give that a watch now.
I think it's fun. I think you should just check it out just for the animation style. The first episode's it's a double episode where they explain everything. I think it's a quick watch, and I think most people would enjoy it if they actually watched it. I don't think a lot of people are going to be checking this one out. Like I said, I'm a fan of the comic, and I had no clue it was coming out till someone put up a trailer a couple weeks ago. I was like, what? They made a show about this? And then I turned on Disney, and it was right. I was like, this came out? What? So, but it's good.
Okay, so there's something to watch on Disney Plus, and I spent some time on Disney Plus this week.
Did you?
I did a rewatch of Wakanda Forever.
Oh, okay.
Because I said I really did not like this movie. And I said, you know what? Now that I've had time to let it settle and kind of move on, so let me give this another shot. And guess what?
You still hate it.
I hate it even more.
Oh, no. That's the worst. I've been thinking of rewatching it. I've been very close to rewatching The Eternals. I'm like, I just want to watch this again, give it another shot. But then I'm like, I don't at the same time. That's probably what's going to happen with Wakanda. Like, I want to watch it again, maybe watch it on my TV with the brightness put up, since it was looking so dark at times. That was my main complaint. I want to see the underwater shit. So dark under there. But and then I go, it's 2.5 hours. Do I really want to do this? You're a better man than me, bro.
It was there. It was up on like the recently added.
Yeah, it just came out. Yeah.
And I was just like, what? Like, I don't know. I honestly, like, I can understand that I guess they think they're being respectful by not recasting T'Challa, but I think looking back, they're going to look at that as a huge mistake.
100%. I wonder what's gonna happen. So I think at the end of this Marvel phases, this Marvel phase 6, whatever, I think they're gonna reboot everything. That's what I think is gonna happen. I think they're doing Secret Wars, and then we're gonna get X-Men, and we're gonna get new Captain, new Iron Man, new everything. So I wonder then, because we probably won't get another Black Panther movie before then. The lineup is set pretty much. So I wonder if the next time we get Black Panther, we will get, T'Challa again.
So we watched a movie this week.
Yeah.
And this is now the 8th Marvel movie post-ENDGAME.
Yeah.
And if you look at it like that, like post-ENDGAME, here's what's come out. We've had Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man, was it No Way Home?
Yep.
Multiverse of Madness, Thor, Love and Thunder, Wakanda Forever, and now Ant-Man and the Wasp, QUANTUMANIA.
Yes.
All in all, that's a very mediocre grouping of movies. Now, there was obviously going to be a letdown, right? Avengers led us on probably one of the most majestic long-term storytelling devices that could have ever happened in any kind of content, right? Whether it be movies, television, that gave us 12 years of massive budget, big blockbusters, good movies, terrific characters. So there was obviously going to be some letdown here, but the standard has definitely dropped.
My thing is, maybe if we would have called this phase 1 again, maybe people would be a little better, because these are all new characters we're being introduced to.
Mm-hmm.
People have a misremembering, I think, of the MCU. I think they're just remembering like the middle of phase 2 on, because there's a lot of mediocre in the beginning of the Marvel Cinematic Universe here.
The first Iron Man is still great.
Sure. And then came out Hulk, which no one likes. Then came
which
Thor, that nobody likes.
Thor, I think, is okay. I don't think it's terrible, but it's
Captain
okay.
America was very mixed. Now people love it a lot more.
I love it. A lot of people don't like the period piece. I understand it.
And then we had Iron Man 2. Then we had Thor 2. That's not a banger list of movies here. And so I think people need to slow their roll and realize we're starting a story. We're just getting to know these people. Most of these people we don't give a shit about because we don't know these fucking people, And all these movies have been fine.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I don't think nothing's terrible. Nothing's been terrible. Things have been not great. I'm not saying everything is good, but this is terrible. Like Wakanda Forever, it's not good, but it's not terrible. There's enough to where it's just
not good.
But you're a little harsh on it. You know this. Everyone's told you. You were a little extra hard
but I
on
think
it.
they're wrong.
But that's you being silly. You can't be 99 people telling you, Joe, you're being a little too much, and you go, no, and 99 is wrong.
Yes.
No, that's not how it works, baby. You could be
wrong.
Because
when you are right, you have to fight unless you want to just fall in. I don't want to be the 100th. I have an opinion. It is the correct one.
Okay. So anyway, so these people, they just they need to lighten up. I think we'll get there. We got Guardians coming out, right? We should be excited for that. That should be good. I think Ant-Man, right? It's mixed reviews, but I mean, it's about middle of the pack, I think, for the most part of people's, thoughts on the movie, right? It's like 60% on Rotten Tomatoes, right? It's pretty middle of the pack, right?
Well, let's talk about Ant-Man then. We're here.
Let's do
it. Ant-Man and the Wasp, QUANTUMANIA. Like JoeMeZ said, the reviews have been very mixed, and we get a cast of characters who I think works really well together.
Yes,
the people that they have in this movie is great. And even the daughter, who is now older, she's not the cute little girl that we knew from the first 2 movies anymore. No. She kind of slides in seamlessly now.
Sure.
We get Jonathan Majors playing Kang the Conqueror. And this movie comes off, and it comes off as Marvel's Star Wars, like this movie.
Yes, sure.
And visually, it's kind of cool looking, and probably would have looked cooler if I hadn't recently seen the new Avatar movie.
Yeah, it's true.
And I'm not saying that to be, ridiculous.
It's one of the greatest
Avatar, which
movies.
was an epic proportion of visual, stimulation.
Yeah.
And Ant-Man tries to be this Star Wars Avatar epic, and it feels like it's coming up short. It's almost like the AAA team, going up against the varsity. And I don't think it was as bad as I kind of was prepared for going in. I definitely was not. I definitely was expecting not to like this movie because, like I said, my favorite thing about the Ant-Man movies is the fact that the fate of the entire universe never rests on the shoulder of Ant-Man. And here we are now using Ant-Man as this tool,
launchpad to everything,
to reset the entire cinematic universe here. And it almost feels like it's too big of a mission to put on Ant-Man.
It is, because that's not his character.
Yeah,
he don't do nothing. I think the movies are pretty much probably the only time he's ever fought crime. He's not doing stuff on the weekends. You know what I mean? He's just chilling. Ant-Man 2, Civil War, Endgame. That's the only time he's done Ant-Man shit. So to have him now be like, I gotta deal with this massive threat, I know it's like a comic book thing. They do that a lot of times where they'll introduce a big character into a smaller kind of thing, but you didn't do that because you tried to make the smaller thing into a bigger thing. If this was just a small Ant-Man movie and, oh, look, here's Kang off to the side doing some mischief. Oh, okay. But no, it's like we got to do this big space opera epic, you said, it's a fucking Star Wars movie. If you didn't know, people who don't watch these things, you could put Quantumania in front of people and go, oh, look at this new Star Wars. They'd be like, oh, wow, look at that. That's crazy. Yeah. How would you know? It's the same type of shit. Weird creatures.
Yeah, it very much comes off like that. If you were at the cantina on Mos Eisley, you could have run into a lot of the characters that are introduced to you in this Ant-Man movie.
100%. Yes.
So this is the description on IMDb. I want you to tell me if you think this works.
Here we go. What do they say about this movie?
Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne, along with Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, explore the quantum realm where they interact with strange creatures and embark on an adventure that goes beyond the limit of what they thought possible.
No.
It's fucking terrible.
That's not the movie.
It is a terrible summation of what this movie is. They don't go exploring the quantum realm. They fuck up and get sucked into the quantum realm.
Yes,
and
they didn't want to
be there. It becomes a fight for fucking survival because they desperately want to get back home.
Yes, I agree. That's not a good description. That's funny. So let's see. Did you enjoy Kang, right? Because this is the major thing of the movie, right? Because he's important, so it's kind of important how they introduce this guy. Because I'm sure most people haven't seen Low-Key, right? You got to assume that this is people's first time seeing this guy.
Yeah, or hearing of this guy in a lot of situations.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, I know of Kang only through, and I say this almost with every character in the Marvel Universe, I really only know him through the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Sure.
Where he has a story arc going through there. And it is I don't have a lot of connection to this character or a lot of built up what I feel he should be. So I'm coming in there with a blank canvas, and where I think they're successful is he gives off this aura. He's got a presence about him.
He's a superstar, Jonathan Majors. He is.
And I looked him up, and I don't really see a lot on his filmography that I'm familiar with.
He's about to be. Yeah, he's.
But now, like you look at this guy, and you're like, okay, even if I don't know him, he's somebody.
Yeah, he's 100%.
Every scene he's in, he owns, and he's got this way about him that even as he's pontificating about what he feels is his purpose and where he feels he should be and his, personal goal to control the entire universe and why he thinks he should, he does it in such a demure and almost quiet way that it comes off haunting. You're like, he doesn't need to yell and scream to get you to believe that he's a badass. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Flick of the finger, menacing, just real menacing shit.
Just absolutely, like, and there is like a bit of like terror to him. Like, you're genuinely scared of what this guy could do should he choose to do so. So I think he's the absolute show stealer here.
Yes. It's his movie. It's the Kang movie.
Yeah.
Once he starts showing up, he's the main focal point, and anytime he's on screen, he's bringing it. He is like, oh, you're engaged. I felt the first half dragged a little bit when they're getting to him, trying to search for him. And then once they find him, things start picking up and it starts getting better. But just walking around the quantum realm, it was okay.
It does drag. I don't really know what you could have cut out because the movie really wasn't.
It's not. It's a tight 2 hours.
Yeah. So it's not like we're sitting here for 3 hours where you're like, okay, we could have lost 5 minutes here and 8 minutes here.
Yeah, get to the point. Let's go.
But like it's a lot of world building just for the sake of it. And to get you to try to build up this feeling and this, this feeling in you that you want to commit to these resistance, these rebels, because it basically is a Star Wars movie, so there is a resistance.
We rebel, baby.
It's a rebellion, isn't it? But I don't know whether that really comes off well. Like, it does drag in the first half. I think the whole plot point of them getting to the quantum realm in the beginning is just preposterous. Like, you just went through a whole fucking blip and you're still playing around with the fucking quantum realm. Oh, let's send a goddamn signal to the quantum realm.
Well, don't you think, come on, Janet, you got to say what's going on down there. Like, you cannot just be like, I don't want to talk about it, honey.
Oh, the past 30 years,
trying to take over the world down there. We need to not fuck with it. Let's not do that. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And even when they get down, she's like, I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
No, tell me now. We're just walking. Tell me.
And even so, we get like this one scene with Bill Murray where he plays like her quantum realm lover for the time she was down there. And even that, like, so I will admit, I'm not the biggest of Bill Murray fans. I like the guy, but I don't go nuts for him like a lot of people do. And see him in this role, it was okay. It's, it wasn't like they shoehorned him in just for the sake of shoehorning him in, but they did so little with him.
There for 5 minutes and gone.
It's just like, did we really need to do this? Because you're doing it for a pop. You're putting him in that role specifically to get oh my God, that's Bill Murray pop. And there's literally absolutely nothing to it.
Let me ask a question, bro. So Janet's getting busy with Bill Murray. Bro, you think she got a little busy with Kang too, right? You have to, right? Like, this guy, like, look at Bill Murray, and then you got Kang. Come on, she had to get up in
from
that
all the time that it sounds like they spent together. You'd be an imbecile not to.
Like, come on. Like, he's working on that ship, sweating, got his fucking muscles all out. Come on, what are you doing, Janet? Bill Murray, fucking slobby over here. What are you doing?
So I do think this movie has a lot, like, the banter between the main cast is still great. Michael Douglas as Hank Pym.
He's great
with his snarky comebacks and just his interpretation as he's seeing the quantum realm unfold before him, and his reactions to it is phenomenal. Just great. And when they go to the bar the first time and he drinks that whatever thing they got at the bar so he can understand the language, and he looks at the bartender and he's like, man, I don't know what you guys drink over here, but you have anything that could get me drunk? Like, just it was like such an honest.
He was having a good time.
And obviously, Paul Rudd is phenomenal at what he does, and the chemistry between him and Evangeline Lilly works. But this movie, and we understand that it is just a transition piece to get you over to the next Marvel thing, where it didn't feel. They tried to make it an epic thing, but at the same time, it was just a transition piece, and it does kind of fall flat as that piece for me.
It's literally just a Kang introduction. That's the only reason for this movie. There is nothing else happening in this movie except for, oh my God, we found this guy over here. I hope he doesn't show up again. Like, that's pretty much it. Did you sorry, my eyes very itchy now. I was cleaning today. Dusty. What was I gonna say? So did you like any of these Quantum Realm people? Like, there's a whole cast of characters here. I want a little more. I'm not going to be honest. I want a little more wackiness, I think. Like, I want a little more. Some of these guys, they seem a little too normal. Like, there's a couple weirdos.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of normal looking things. I want some more weird looking things in the Quantum Realm.
I agree 100%. Like I said, it's trying to be a Star Wars movie without going full Star Wars. It's trying to be visually aesthetic of Avatar without going there's a lot of half-assing it feels in this movie. And these side characters within the Quantum Realm are a real big part of that. Like, and then the one time they kind of like acknowledge it, where Michael Douglas is walking down and he goes, "Holy shit, that guy looks like broccoli."
Love that guy.
And it's a broccoli man. And
love him.
Yes, it's hilarious. But it was like, they were just like, okay, like, what's like something dumb and stupid we could point in, and we got a broccoli man.
I got to. I love the broccoli man, because if I was stuck in the Quantum Realm, he seems like he's game. He's a good wingman. He sees the WASP. He comes right up over there, trying to be like, "Hey, baby, what you drinking over there? That's the man you need to hang out with down there." Not gonna lie.
He definitely got his fingers on the pulse.
One of them weirdos, the guy with the thing on his head that he could read your minds and stuff. Yeah. So, like, he's a popular actor. He's from the Good Place. So
that's where he's from.
Yeah. So people love him, right? He's popular. The big rumor was that he was going to be Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. Obviously, that is not the case here.
You cannot have a black man be Reed Richards, right?
Well, I don't know, because in the comics, Kang is a descendant of Reed Richards. So I wonder if they're gonna make him black. It's very possible. We might get a Black Fantastic Four. Very possible. We'll see. But this guy went from the rumors of
good Fantastic
exactly.
Four.
Who cares? So this guy went from, oh, he might be Mr. Fantastic, to being a dude. His head lights up when you're telling a lie. Man, that must have sucked. I was like, oh, wow, that's a big fall there, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm going to be the linchpin of the Marvel Universe. I filmed for a day, and they'll never see me again. Because we ain't seeing none of these people again. Like,
no,
we're never going to go in the Quantum Realm again. So there was a rumor that the movie ended with these people stuck in the Quantum Realm. And they reshot and decided to not leave them in there. Very interesting, huh?
You know, there was a point where I thought they would get stuck there, and I
did too.
I wasn't totally against it.
I think maybe they don't want to do it because, like, he was just stuck in there for Endgame and stuff. Like, he just got stuck there, so he's going to be stuck in there again. I wonder if they think it's too similar. But I wouldn't have minded if they did that. I also heard there was a rumor that they shot some scenes where they have a kid, Hope and Scott. There's like a little baby around, and they decided against that. We don't need no little babies around.
No,
too many little babies.
Yeah,
too many.
Yeah, enough. But either way, now, like I said, we've had 8 movies since Endgame. Endgame, I thought, let us off in a very wonderful place, right? We all left there with great feelings and great memories. Of course.
Yes.
You know, and it was done well. Like, Endgame wasn't the best singular movie, but as the conclusion to a decades-long storyline, it was great.
Great. Yes. 100%.
But since then, I to me, the best movie to come out since is the Spider-Man movie.
Sure, it's great.
And then I feel like everything is just kind of clustered from there.
Don't forget, we got all these TV shows too. Those things count. You know, was there like 6 shows?
Yeah.
You know, those characters are important. We are going to see them soon enough.
I'm actually looking forward to when the no more Marvel shows edict goes into place.
It's already starting. We're only going to get like 2 shows supposedly now this year.
And I'm okay with that.
I'm okay, but I'm just interested to see how this changes their plans. They had a plan that probably involved all these shows, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't need an Echo show. We don't like some of these things. We don't need.
I'll tell you what we really don't need after rewatching Wakanda Forever. We definitely don't need fucking Ironheart.
But it might be good. The character's okay if if she's doing her own thing. It might not be so bad when she's shoehorned into into a thing she doesn't need to be in.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Less Shows is good, of course. But I just wonder if they have a plan. They've been good to us. Why not see what their plan is?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not like I'm going to stop going to Marvel movies anytime soon. It's just that for the most part, I'm leaving here not necessarily happy. Even like you said, okay, maybe we do have a little bit of revisionist history when it comes to the earlier Marvel movies, but at the same time, I feel like even in between, we were getting some real good movies, even if they weren't like 5-star bangers. We got some really solid movies with characters we never expected to get good movies out of. And then we start getting them. Like I said, I love that first Captain America, the first Avenger movie. I know not everyone does, but I leave the movie theater and I go, wow, man, I had a really good time at the theater tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Even stuff like that. And I don't find myself doing that a lot with this recent batch of Marvel movies.
I get it. Well, our next Marvel movie has been pushed back to November. The Marvels, Captain Marvel 2 of whatever nonsense. That's November now. So that's a big gap now. Now we and I don't think a TV show comes out. When's the next TV show? I don't even know. Like this is no Marvel for.
I guess it's got to be Loki, right? I mean, spoiler alert, like we've been talking spoilers the entire time, but
that's barely a spoiler.
The cutscene at the end is, hey, this is important for you to go watch this new Loki show.
Yes, which is cool if season 2 is them trying to chase Victor Timely. That's the original Kang. Mm-hmm. Like that's Kang number 1. So we'll see. But that's it. So I mean, people worried about Marvel fatigue. Marvel's cooling down. Like I said, we got Guardians coming out, and then months and months and months, nothing. There'll be a lot of comic book movies, though. There's a lot of DC shit coming out this year. But in terms of Marvel, people want a break. I think we're gonna start slowing down, and maybe we'll get back into the swing of things with Phase 5. Maybe Phase 5 is where we hit our stride, right? And we just cruise on to the end.
I hope so.
Maybe.
I hope so. I'd like to.
So the guy who wrote this movie is the one writing the Avengers Kang Dynasty. So I don't know. He did a good job writing Kang, so maybe, but I hope he takes his time, because this one wasn't great. Let me hit some music here.
Go ahead.
Let's hit some. Let's give it an official score here, because we're circling around how we really feel about the movie here.
Are you a man? A double main man? Are you a man? A triple main man? A man? A quadruple main man? Are you our man?
All right, Joe. Main man standing times. Let's get into this here. Ant-Man and the Wasp, QUANTUMANIA. What are you feeling here?
Man, for me, this is a very difficult movie to throw a score at. And I know it comes off that I'm not very enthusiastic about this film. And to the most part, that is probably the correct assessment. but I didn't hate this movie. There's nothing hateable about it. You got some good performances. You got some like really cool visual looking things. It's just that it's happening at a time where we just saw some of the coolest visual effects that will possibly ever exist in our lifetime. So they come off as almost amateurish by comparison, but it's still cool to see fucking Giant Man fucking up shit and knocking down buildings and seeing like this new villain that they've created who is a legitimate threat. And one of the biggest complaints with the Marvel movies is that they have had trouble building up their villains. And this is one that I think as we go on and we get more and more into Kang, I think it bodes well for the future of everyone trying to come together to combat Kang. Like I said, the performances are good. This cast just works well together, and I love that banter that really the five main characters have between Hank and Jan and Hope and Scott and now Cassie. I think they all work together, especially Scott and Cassie. This is really like the first extended period of time we've had them together, and this girl works really well with them. Catherine Newton is her name, the actress. And it's so I don't hate the movie, but it is at the end of the day very mediocre, and it is just a point of it's a bridge to get us to the next side of, you know, wherever Marvel wants to take us. And for that, I feel like I can only go like double and a half main man.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3. It's fine. I think Kang is fantastic. I think it starts slow, but you know, once it gets going, I think is good enough. It's definitely a bridge just to get to the next thing, like you said. I wonder how much Kang we're going to be getting in the future. Is he going to be popping up in movies? Just going to be popping up at the end credit stuff? You know, I wonder how they're going to sprinkle this in now that we know he's out there. We have this Council of Kangs, as you saw at the end credit, all the Kangs together. That's a big deal.
Which was actually kind of cool looking with all the different it was, you know, the Council of Ricks, obviously.
That's exactly where they get it from.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps talking about the Rick and Morty of this movie. Rick and Morty's been ripping off Marvel for years. They're all Fantastic Four fans like this. They all love this shit. That's where the Council of Ricks come from, Council of Kangs. So it was awesome to see. So yeah, it's a 3. You know, I like Ant-Man. I wish, you know, he got to be a little more Ant-Man-y.
Yeah.
We were worried about that from the start, weren't we?
Yeah, and we said that from the start. And like Ant-Man is best when he gets to be that aloof, kind of goofy, you know, nothing's too serious. We leaned into that Baskin Robbins version of Scott Lang.
A lot of Baskin Robbins in this one.
So I mean, that's a joke I make all the time. Is Baskin Robbins always finds out. But I like that it's a very limited thing for the amount of people who are able to pick up on that. Now I don't think with the way they pushed it in this movie that will be the case from now on.
One thing we haven't mentioned in the movie, and this is somewhere where the movie does a lot of its silliness. MODOK. We get our boy MODOK.
Oh my God. Was that just like, and when I say some of the visual effects look almost amateurish, like when they take off the MODOK mask and you see this guy's face just stretched out, it looks like you put your computer background on with a low resolution photo and you put the stretch feature on it. And I was just like, this is a fucking Marvel movie, guys. Like, we didn't.
Twitter's love it. Twitter is just all like, is this for real? Is this a real thing? I thought it was funny as shit, though. I enjoyed the silliness of it, just because, like, oh look, Ant-Man's being silly. Like, we get some silly stuff here.
And I think they treated the character well in the film to kind of embrace the silliness of it.
Yes.
So I don't, you know, it's not like he came out and he was supposed to be like this destructor or whatever. You know, they treated it as such. So at least from that perspective, it was kind of done okay.
Yes. MODOK, so funny. People love that character. That's been a character that people want to see for the longest time. So it's like, hey, you got it, bro. You got his ass and everything.
Yeah, you did.
Little MODOK ass, hysterical. But I enjoyed MODOK. I wasn't sure if I would enjoy it. I enjoyed it more than the Hulu show. Remember that terrible?
Yeah, that wasn't great.
Do you remember there was another Hulu show, Hit Monkey? Remember that Hit Monkey? Where they renewed this like a year. It just like a couple weeks ago, they just had an announcement. I don't know, like they forgot they had this show and like, hey, let's do another one. I don't know anyone that watched it, that talked about it, nothing. And they're making a season 2 of Hit Monkey. Unbelievable. Fucking Marvel. Maybe there is too much Marvel, Joe.
See? Listen to me and you'll never go wrong. Wakanda Forever is not good.
You gotta stop saying this. You're trying to get us in trouble.
With who? Mitch Marvel knows better than to come after me.
The people who love Wakanda Forever. That's a lot of people. They love it.
7 or 8 max.
Angela Bassett's gonna win an Oscar. Oh my goodness. Look at that. It's gonna be celebrated. We're gonna have to celebrate Wakanda Forever.
So we're back at the movies, JoeMeZ. We had the Ant-Man. What do we got coming up for next week?
Oh, we're gonna see Joe's autobiography, Cocaine Bear. Can't wait.
Yes.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited. Directed by Elizabeth Banks.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, Elizabeth Banks. The Elizabeth Banks. There isn't another one. It's the one we know. She's the director of this movie.
Good for her. She knows how to pick a project, man.
I wonder, like, what she doesn't direct a lot of things, but I wonder what made her go, yo, I need to do that Cocaine Bear movie.
Like I feel like I don't know how she's regarded in the directing realm, but I feel like she's a big enough name where she can say no to some projects, right? Like
I would think so, but you never know. She's a lady. I don't know, maybe ladies have it a little harder, right? So maybe you don't say no. Yes, I will take that opportunity any chance I get. I'll do the fucking Cocaine Bear movie.
Like, don't get me wrong. They obviously are promoting the shit out of it. You watch.
I cannot believe when they first announced this movie. I'm like, I can't wait to watch this. I'm gonna make Joe watch this. We're gonna definitely watch this. And then it became a thing.
Yes, it definitely is.
I couldn't believe it. Like I was like, okay, but it's all over the TV. Cocaine Bear. People are like, what the fuck? Cocaine Bear. I see tweets like, did I just see a movie for cocaine? Like, so this thing is fucking everywhere. I cannot believe it. I don't know. Do you think this movie's gonna make money? I can't imagine.
I think it is.
They're promoting it.
I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be like $100 million opening weekend or anything like that. But I think this is gonna make money, and I think it's gonna be one of these things where, especially the college stoner age people, like for me, that movie was Snakes on a Plane.
Sure, yeah.
Like by the time Snakes on a Plane came out, in my head, before I'd even seen the movie, in my head, it was already one of the best movies I'd ever saw.
Yes, sadly, it wasn't.
I still like it.
I like it, but I was like, oh, Snakes on a Plane, bro. Like,
and we got that really good Cobra Starship song.
Of course. Cobra Starship, baby.
So, but I think that's really what we're going for with Cocaine Bear here. And I can see it doing well. It's not going to break any records, but I can see it definitely being a very popular movie for a couple of weeks.
Ant-Man made like 104, 106 million. It's a lot of money. I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, and Ant-Man is not this pillar of
highest grossing Ant-Man movie by a lot.
Yeah,
it's the highest, I think, opening besides like the two big ones, Wakanda and Spider-Man. Like, so it's like bigger than Doctor Strange, bigger than this. So it's pretty crazy. Ant-Man. Who would have thought?
We've got 3 Ant-Man movies.
Yeah.
3. Like that's insanity.
It is pretty crazy to think about.
And this is the worst one.
Yes, it is. It is. I still think it's good enough, but we were nervous about it from the start, right? I think everything we were nervous about was exactly what happened. We were right to be nervous. Hopefully next week we ain't gonna be nervous.
No, I think next week is one of those weeks where we can kind of relax and just go in and have a good time.
Can't wait. Well, let's wrap this up because I'm excited to get to next week, bro.
Let's do it, baby.
It is now time for the big finish.
Yo, big finish time. The wheel is up, and we are spinning it. Oh, how funny. Today's big finish, Slurpee flavors. I fucking mentioned Slurpees for the first time in forever, and it comes up on the wheel.
This is like
That's
Instagram
crazy.
now. When it hears you think of something,
That's so funny.
it shows up in your suggested posts.
Here we go.
Coca-Cola #1. It has to be.
You know, I like soda. I like Slurpees. I've never been like a Coke Slurpee guy. I don't know why. Yeah, I know.
Man.
Like, I don't like Coke thing, like a Coke, like, candy.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been into the soda flavors.
Oh, to me, when I first discovered that a Coke Slurpee was a thing, I was like,
I can imagine.
I'm sorry, like, and this is like exists, like it's not just sorcery. Like, sure, yes, absolutely.
What is it? There was a sour one that was really good. There was a Sour Patch one. I don't remember what exactly the flavor was, but it was Sour Patch flavor. It was so good. A little sour. I'm always a cherry guy, but I like to mix maybe a cherry with a little bit of the blue raspberry. Give it a little something extra, you know? Something.
For me, my #2 is another soda flavor. They did an orange Fanta. Ooh. And that one was killer. Love the orange Fanta.
I'm trying to I used to go to get Slurpees all the time. And then the one by me, their machine was always fucking broken.
Yeah.
And I just kind of gave up. And plus, they changed the nachos. So, like, I don't go, like, to 7-Eleven as much as I used to. It's very sad. I love 7-Eleven, bro. Good quality shit.
Yo, 7-Eleven used to be the jump off, especially being from the Northeast. Like, that was our store. Yes. But then, nowadays, especially, other chains have opened up and surpassed 7-Eleven. And especially now that I live in Florida, we have Wawa. If you go to other places, they have Sheetz. Or if you go even further, towards the Midwest and that area, you have Buc-ee's, which is
that I don't
like the Galactus of fucking gas station. It is Galactus.
I thought Sheetz was crazy, bro. Whoa,
bro! If you think Sheetz is crazy, wait till you see a fucking Sheetz. Buc-ee's.
Whoa, man, I'm excited.
Buc-ee's might as well be the size of Disney World.
I'm excited.
You're talking like 50 gas pumps, just a monstrosity of a building for snacks and sodas and whatever you can think of. Probably a souvenir stand. They have it all at Buc-ee's.
Crazy. I love it.
And the third Slurpee, I don't know, watermelon. That sounds all right.
Pineapple. Whichever one is working, really. That's the answer. Oh, all right, Joe. Hit them with them plugs to get out of here.
Thank you guys for listening or for watching on YouTube. Remember to hit the subscribe button on any podcast app or here on YouTube. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave a 5-star review wherever it is that you're finding this. Follow us on all the social media at Card JoeMeZ. You can follow all my personal stuff at the Joe Shoes, ProWrestlingTees.com/Joe Shoes. Bookings coming up March 30th. Los Angeles, California, Major Wrestling Figure Podcast Live 2000. April 15th, ACW, Wisconsin for Water City Wrestling Con. I'll be out there performing in the Battle Royal. And if you're listening to this on Thursday, my new official and exclusive trading card from Bo J should be available if it hasn't sold out yet. There was a pre-sale on Tuesday for an hour, and it went up to the public on Wednesday. Go to bojay.com, BEAUJAY.com to purchase an exclusive Captain Shoes trading card. There is a blue kind of standard version and an orange holograph version that's only out of 5. The blue is out of 50, but they will all be signed, autographed by your double main man.
Love it. I'm hoping to get one. Oh, I hope I have one by the time you're listening to this. I'm the JoeMeZ154, Instagram and Twitter. Check out my Twitch stream. I'll be hopping on here and there, putting stuff up, testing stuff out for my 24 hours of sweaty men in tights that I'll be doing in between WrestleMania night 1 and 2. I'll definitely be tweeting that out more as we get closer to the date.
And we'll be back next week with another episode where we talk about cocaine. Get that off the screen, because we'll be watching Cocaine Bear.
Ooh, Cocaine Bear. I'm excited. I can't wait, Joe.
But until then, JoeMeZ, that's amore, cowboy.
Peace.